Welcome, Dave, the family farmer. Do I have something interesting for you today? Let me get myself a drink of coffee here. Today we're going to be talking about bone meal. And this is what I buy. I buy this Dr. Earth. I believe it's a nice product. Um, and the reason I got such a big box for myself is because I'm going to be doing some intense gardening, yes, this year. And a lot of it is going to be in my container gardens. Okay, so I want my containers to have a good root system because they're going to need it. Because, the big containers, you got to water more, take care, look after it a lot better. So what I did was, I got a 315-0, okay, for my containers. Of course, we know what NPK stands for. 3% nitrogen, 15% phosphorus, and 0% potassium. So the 15%, that is going to give your roots that extra boost. And I'm going to be mixing this into my soil that I use for my containers. Yes. And you could use this out in your regular gardens or your raised beds. But for my purposes on this is for my containers. And if you read the back of the box, now you don't have to get this, you can get regular bone meal or wherever, but make sure you look at the NPK rating when you're purchasing this stuff, okay? That's very important. Okay, but anyways, it says here potted plants, trees and shrubs, blah, blah, blah. But here it says, and they got directions on everything. Vegetables, annuals, perennials, bedding plants, potted plants, trees and shrubs, and of course bulbs. But here I'm going to be using this potted plants. And here, with potting plants, mix 2 tablespoons per gallon of potting soil, or add half a cup per half cubic foot, approximately 5 gallons of potting soil. Mix the soil and bone meal thoroughly, water well. Okay, you want to make sure that you do that. Okay, yes, I realize some guys, and I'm one of them, do not read directions. Trust me, you want to read directions. Okay, now on established potted plants, it says sprinkle 2 tablespoons for a 6-inch container or 8 tablespoons for a 12-inch container. Scratch into the soil gently and cover with a thin layer, approximately 1/2 to 1 inch of organic mulch when possible. Then of course water thoroughly. Yes, so you wanna read the directions, because you don't want to give your plants too much of one thing and not of another. See what I'm saying? Okay. I mix mine with, of course, garden soil, or topsoil, whatever you want to call it, with a mixture of coco coir and or peat moss, and of course, plant starter stuff and whatever. And of course, I'm going to be adding this to it. Because like I told you, I want my root systems to have a nice strong root system for these plants in my containers. So I have a good start in growing them. Yeah, and I'll show you exactly how this works when I start planting. And I plan on starting next week. So keep in mind, doesn't matter what kind you buy. Just make sure, you check the NPK rating. You can get, 5, 5, and 5. I mean, there's a lot of different ones out there that give you a different NPK rating. So, me, for my containers, because this is what I wanted a lower number for my nitrogen, but I wanted a higher number for my root system, because your root system is what feeds your upper plant, and of course your upper plant photosynthesis and all this other stuff go hand in hand with that to bring that down into your root system, which brings it into the soil, which brings it back up, and you know how the cycle of life goes. So with that in mind, there's my tip for today. Check out the NPK rating when you're buying bone meal, blood meal, any of those other types of things, and you'll have yourself a successful garden. You all take care. Bye-bye then.